What's up, Fandomaniacs?
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back to another episode of Tandem Fandom. I'm Mick.
I'm Courtney.
And today we are covering NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2 Electric Boogaloo, which was obviously the best possible name you could have given this damn show,
but a really missed opportunity there, but
you know, that's fine.
Whatever.
So this was an excellent show.
As usual.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe I've seen an NXT show that disappointed me.
Definitely not. Definitely not the pay-per-views, I guess you'd call them.
Yeah, special events. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, and you know when you
network specials.
And when you looked at this card compared to last year, it's very, very different. You know,
a lot of green guys, a lot of fresh faces in the NXT scene.
And there was question, you know, what was going to happen with the change in talent that was on the roster, especially with the draft happening, all that kind of stuff. I don't think they missed a beat. I think this was incredibly strong, especially when you looked at, you know, a lack of Finn Balor on the show, a lack of, like, American Alpha, Sami Zayn, you know, guys that really helped forge the way for NXT. And they were good.
Yeah, I think it removed all fears of the brand being gutted.
Yeah, and you know, that's something that Triple H has talked about, and a lot of other people have talked about too, is that NXT has so many talented people, and they're constantly bringing in new talent. They're constantly evolving and changing and pushing people, so it's fantastic. The opening match was one that we've seen built up over the past few weeks, was Austin Aries, the greatest man who ever lived, against No Way Jose.
Who's just been fun since day one.
Yeah, we actually saw him before he hit television when NXT came to Charlotte several months back. He was hugely over, and nobody knew who the hell he was.
Nobody had even seen him before.
So that was cool. That was really cool.
He brings that energy, and he draws the crowd in. And they tapped into this because there was a Jose train. People going like
boom.
No, not a ho train.
Oh,
a Jose train.
Okay, excuse me. Oops.
Nice little conga line, you know, getting the crowd involved. Fun stuff.
Yeah, but I do want to point out over the past, I think specifically couple of weeks, Jose's turned up the intensity, delivering a different side to the character, which I really enjoyed. And, you know, Aries is great.
He's bringing the heat, but it's always going to be a fiesta when he wins.
Yeah, so it was, this was a great match. It was really solid. You know, Aries got the win, which actually kind of surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
I really expected Jose.
But I think Jose is going to be a sweetheart no matter what.
I think that's kind of the idea.
So it doesn't really hurt him.
You know, they understand there's no concern about Jose losing because he strikes me as that kind of Tyler Breeze-ish type where, and not that I'm saying they're similar, but that you can have him lose and people are still going to love him.
Especially to someone like Austin Aries.
Exactly. The character is there. The crowd is behind him. Or Sami Zayn, I guess, would be kind of more of a better comparison. Sami lost all the time. Nobody cared. Everybody liked him. It was all good. But this was a solid match. But the end, we got Hideo Itami. He comes down and delivers the first GTS that we've seen on NXT TV. He's done it a few times on house shows, but this was the first ever. But before we talk too much about that, what the hell was up with the outfit with the shoes?
I've never legitimately pulled the what are those, but when he came out, I was like, what are those?
Damn, Hideo!
Damn, like Granddad's boat shoes.
It was.
I don't know.
I think that was the note I wrote. I was like, why is Hideo in boat shoes?
Boat shoes, no socks, high water pants.
Yeah, who dressed this man and let him go out on camera looking like that?
Everybody was just like,
GTS, what the hell? No, it was cool though.
The cameraman was like, oh, bring that frame up a little bit.
You know, and I think it's exciting that Hideo's back. I was a little
super exciting.
I was a little disappointed that he wasn't on the event, but now we kind of see why. You know, he's been crushing cruiserweights for the past couple weeks, but
they're just kind of rebuilding his name. It's been well over a year.
13 months, I believe.
Oof.
his shoulder was jacked up as the
is
scar
indicative
is.
from
Oh.
the bat wing he has now right there.
Yeah, but I'm excited for the feud with him and Aries. I think it'll be great.
Yeah.
That's going to be one of those kind of classic feuds that helps both guys just because they're going to turn in great matches with each other.
Absolutely.
Very excited to see where that's going to go. So, of course, no takeover would be complete without a debut of some sort. So we finally got to see the debut of Ember Moon. We've seen a lot of the build-up and the promos with the blood moon glows with the fires of eternity, and it was cool.
Hell yeah.
Going against Billie Kay, somebody who we've kind of been a little critical of on this.
She's okay in the ring. It's just her character hasn't really solidified.
Well, I think we've talked about this. What is it? I think that's the problem.
She seemed a little more comfortable with it at this because
yes, this was a definite improvement.
It felt like it kind of came through a little bit more that she was just sultry and devious.
Yeah, but I don't know. To me, it's like you're the femme fatale. Okay, well, what does that mean?
Right.
It's one of those things of like you say, well, I'm the femme fatale of NXT. Okay.
Like, does that mean you're killing people? Does that mean you're sexy? Does that mean you're a dominatrix?
Yeah, what is the character? And
are you Barb from Barbed Wire?
That's actually something that has me a little concerned with the passing of Dusty Rhodes because, so many people have said that, like, Dusty could spot talent and he could look at you and he could just say, this is that piece that you're missing. This is what you need to do.
Right.
Zone in on this to find that character. So I'm interested to see how that's going to go in the future.
Right.
And maybe that's why it's kind of like you're there, but you're missing that piece. Like, what is the piece? Or maybe it's a simple thing of like Tyler Breeze when he did the cell phone in the hand for the selfie. Boom, it
instead
clicked.
Of the mirror.
It made sense. So maybe that's what she needs. She just needs her selfie stick to get it figured out. Yep. So it's going to be interesting. But the match itself,
great match.
Pretty great.
Good showcase of Ember Moon's talent and abilities. Mm-hmm. Billie Kay was a great matchup for her. And ending the match with a corkscrew stunner.
Off the top, it was impressive. It's especially impressive because, something that I notice about a lot of, women professional wrestlers, and there's a few that don't have this problem, they often look to be very stiff.
Yeah.
Or some of them just, like, they're not very fluid, because you look at a guy, especially some of these women with, like, gymnastics backgrounds.
Right.
You would expect them to be a little bit more fluid or,
but no, you have to, with gymnastics, you have to stay straight.
Yeah. And I get that, but I think if you look at guys like Neville or, like, Will Ospreay or Ricochet, they're very watery, I guess. Like, they're very smooth, they flow.
Right.
And not a lot of women seem to have that. A couple do, but Ember Moon was somebody that, like, instantly when she was in there, I was like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. She's very smooth, moves well, looks athletic, looks like she, like I said, you see some of these dudes look like they enter the freaking Matrix when they execute some of these moves, and I don't know if it's because the women that they're working with, so they can't do that kind of stuff, because, you're working against Eva Marie, you might as well be going against, like, a friggin' 2x4 or something. So, I don't know if it's that, but she was excellent.
She was great, of course, winning her debut.
The red contacts were very nice.
The red contacts were awesome. She's like some sort of Lin Kuei Sailor Scout. I love it.
Yeah, it was really cool. I like her character. I'm interested to see where she's going to go. I think they're going to do some really cool and big things with her. Yeah. Booker T, protege, pupil, like
fantastic.
That's where she came from, was his school.
Cool.
So it's very, very cool. Now the next match had the entrance of the night. It was glorious. Bobby Roode wrestling his first official match. It was everything we hoped it would be.
Yep.
He looked like fucking Ric Flair ascending from the heavens. Like, it was awesome.
Like, look
it was
it
so
up.
great.
I've watched it like 5 times just to soak it in, like.
When I talk about
and he's just like shaking his head to the lyrics, and the crowd is singing,
Yes.
like, from the first Glorious. It was just one of those beautiful moments that can't really be captured in the history books that you just had to experience.
It was awesome, but that's kind of what I want to see Billy Kay do. You look at Bobby Roode, he knows that character. He knows. He is it. That's what she needs. She needs to know it. Because he does. It's kind of a criticism that I have for Andrade Cien Almas.
Yeah.
Who is he? I know that they took the mask off for La Sombra because they're like, he's such a good-looking guy, but who is he?
They just wanted to make him a different character.
Yeah, but what is he? And that's where I feel like...
I don't know, super smooth puppy.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like...
Tranquilo.
Yeah, I feel like the ability is there. He can do something there. It's just... I don't feel like they know yet. They know what they want. But this match was it was fantastic. Except for the finish. I was really disappointed with the kind of pump handle bomb, I guess.
Glorious bomb.
I didn't like it. It just felt like that's the move that gets the 1, 2, 3. I don't know. That was the one. That's a nitpick thing, but it just felt odd. I was just like, eh.
Well, of course, Bobby Roode winning, that he's on a rocket to the stars. I mean, the crowd is so behind him.
Yeah.
It would have been ridiculous for him not to have won unless Andrade did something insane.
Yeah, I think he's kind of on a crash course, a destiny towards Shinsuke Nakamura, especially with his whole, wanting to change this sort of culture for Full Sail, bringing in different people.
NXT glorious.
Yeah, so I like that. He's main event material. This should have straight up been like, okay, boom, he's here, he won, title. That's the progression I think it should be.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see what Bobby Roode's going to bring. And, for Andrade, I think he'll be okay. I think they just need to kind of zone in on what they want to do with him.
Yeah.
Give a character. Part of it might be the language barrier. He's still learning English, so it'll be interesting to see. We got to see an interesting promo. Sanity.
Just flashes of gas masks and chaos, and leads to one word that says sanity. Okay.
Well, the internet's abuzz. There's a couple of different ideas of who it might be. There's a possibility that it's Eric Young. He's played kind of the crazy man character in the past. There's a possibility that it's Crazy Mary Dobson.
Ooh.
It could be somebody completely new. They have, there's no...
Sanity, if that's the name, that sounds like a tag team.
That's another possibility too. So there's a lot of question marks surrounding what it could be. There's some theories. I'm guessing Eric Young. That's who I would guess. It's a way to bring him in, inject him in a different fashion than him just coming out and losing to Samoa Joe. So the match of the night. Yes. The amazing storytelling that we got between the Revival and Gargano and Ciampa, I guess Team DIY, maybe that's what they're going with. But this match was incredible. I think it was even more incredible because it ended in heartbreak.
Yes.
Everything about this match said Ciampa and Gargano win. They are going to win the tag belts. They've worked this hard. They've gotten this far. It's going to happen. And they lost, and it was crushing. It was so crushing, but that's why it was so good.
I'm smiling, and I'm like, oh, it broke my heart.
It was such a great match.
Such a good match. I mean, the Revival, I wasn't really behind them, when they first started coming out, where they were just Dash and Dawson. But with their feud with American Alpha, they really hit their stride, and I love them to death. They are fantastic together. Mm-hmm. They tell their own story along with who they're in the ring with. They're so perfect, and really embodied the no flips just fist mantra that they stick to. They're just...
Yeah, excellent guys. I think it's one of those things that, like, when they started to ascend and win the tag titles, it was kind of similar to, like, when Blake and Murphy did it. You looked at it and you're like,
really?
These guys? But then they showed you, more so than Blake and Murphy, because Blake and Murphy got there to a point.
Yeah.
But the Revival has shown, like, this is tag team wrestling.
Yes.
This is old school tag team wrestling, cutting off the ring, distracting the ref. They're excellent.
And
Gargano,
putting them against Gargano and Ciampa was
magic.
Just gold.
It was magic. Can't say enough good things about this match. So we got the rematch. Asuka versus Bayley.
The Revival retaining.
Oh,
of
yes,
course.
excuse me. Yeah, Revival, of course, retaining again, saying they are the best tag team in NXT history.
Johnny's knee.
Oh, I know. Well, with that, and that led into the Cruiserweight Classic, so it was brilliant.
Awesome storytelling.
So we got the rematch, Bayley versus Asuka. This
just
was
this slobber knocker.
Yeah, it was a different side of Bayley, a different aspect that we've seen.
Come on, hey,
I actually didn't like that.
Really?
I didn't. It's something about it. It was just kind of like,
doesn't fit Bayley.
yeah. And I'm not saying she has to be out there and be like, give me a hug.
Come on, hug me.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. It was just, and again, this is nitpicky, but I was just like, I don't know. I didn't know how. I didn't dig it.
I think it was just a push to the edge. She had no choice.
I can see that. I don't know. To me, it just felt off.
Yeah.
For that, for her character.
Against anybody else, yes.
All right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I still didn't like it. This was a good match, though. I felt like this one was a little bit better than the first one, because the first one with the choking her out and they didn't even do the count. It was just like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
That felt flat.
It felt predetermined. Wait a second.
That's crazy. This is a shoot. No, I thought it was good. Asuka kind of showing, hey, yeah, I'm the end. And of course,
I deserve this belt.
And as we know, Bayley went up to the big time. She ascended to the main roster.
On the arms of inflatable tube men. Yes.
I'm interested to see where Asuka's journey is going to take her, because I feel like, well, geez, she goes a little bit longer. Why the hell would she lose?
Right.
It's one of those things I could literally see possibly on SmackDown, that someone wins the title there, they win it, maybe defend it once and talk about, like, I can't be stopped, I can't be beat. And then Asuka shows up and she's like, really?
Yeah.
You're undefeated, huh? Like, so I'm interested to see. The main event of the evening.
I would say wherever she goes, hopefully she finds a seamstress, because her top broke.
Oh,
and her underwires were sticking up through her cleavage, and oh, bless her, that had to suck.
Yeah. So the main event of the evening, Shinsuke Nakamura, Samoa Joe.
Shinsuke having the awesome, live violinist entrance, just beautiful, awesome, and Joe walking out.
It was great. This was such an excellent match.
Clash of personalities, clash of styles.
The reason I like this match is because we saw a lot of matches with Joe and Finn pushing each other to the limit, setting a standard, really, of what an NXT main event should be, especially for the world title.
Yeah.
Shinsuke and Joe had a completely different match than anything we saw from Finn and Joe, and it was excellent. Like, it was still good. It was hard-hitting. It was very... It's weird to say. It's very Japanese. It was a lot of strong style. This match would have fit on like a Wrestle Kingdom, I think. I think you could have taken this match, put it in front of the Japanese audience, and that's where it belonged.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it was. It helps Joe, having worked in Japan, having that MMA, influence and background into his ability. Shinsuke, same thing. So, it was awesome. The brutal knees. There was concern, like, if Joe's jaw was legitimately hurt. Apparently it's story, it's not a real thing.
But man, he sold it.
And it was it was awesome. I mean, this sounds weird to say. I think we all kind of saw Shinsuke winning coming.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see him not. I would have been really shocked if Joe won.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been upset because I think Joe's great. I think he's an excellent heel, excellent face for that brand. But I think, honestly, the reason they let Shinsuke win is here's that achievement for when you get pulled up to the main roster, so we can say it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and, you know, him laying Finn down for his call-up, it was really the logical progression for him to beat the man who beat him for the belt.
Exactly. It's
good storytelling.
Yeah, great storytelling. This was an awesome match. Shinsuke is an excellent representative for the brand. Although I feel like both he and Joe are not long for this world. I really do. I feel like they are
on the fast track.
Going up. Joe at least, for sure. Maybe Shinsuke stays a little longer, but I feel like Joe is he's done his time. I think pull him up. I think he could fit in really well on SmackDown.
We'll see what happens at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if not before, but I'm interested to see what their plan with Joe is. But I'd pull him up. I'd put him on SmackDown. If AJ Styles doesn't win the championship, I'd have Samoa Joe come out and choke out Dean Ambrose.
Hell yeah.
That's what I'd do. Great show. Really great show.
As usual, man. They bring it.
Yeah, I never want to say, oh, it was better than the last one. I feel like with the spacing between the shows, the sort of show that NXT consistently puts on and the quality show, man, they're each beautiful and unique snowflakes. And it was excellent. It was great. But let us know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoy the video, give us that big old thumbs up. And if you really like it, hit subscribe for more wrestling goodness.
Yes, also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And as we always say here on Tandem Fandom, if you're going to be a fan,
bring a friend.